Hello and welcome back to Morgana Rose Art and Wildlife. Today I've got a seasonal snowy painting demo for you, this impressionistic winter landscape. I hope you enjoy it. After wetting the top 2/3 of my paper using clean water, I'm using my 2-inch wash brush and a blend of ultramarine blue and Payne's grey to add a simple loose sky. As you can see, this really didn't take too long. I kept most of the brush strokes horizontal, leaving plenty of paint and water on the page and leaving a little white space here and there for the colour to diffuse into and around to create wisps of winter cloud. The landscape itself I'll be painting using the card swipe technique, which involves, as you can see, putting fresh tube paint onto the end of an old store card and using this to sweep it across the paper. I'm using 3 colours for this today, some ultramarine, some burnt sienna and some Payne's grey. This is a really quick, fun and simple way to create a loose watercolour landscape, especially if you keep a spray bottle on hand like I do, and you can use the spray bottle to spray down some of the areas of thicker paint, as you see here, helping it move into sort of interesting patterns across the paper, keeping everything really nice and loose and fresh. I'm going to use this tool to make some marks into the wet paint now. This is a colour shaper, which is basically, as you can see, a small silicone paintbrush. You could also use a regular brush or a palette knife or the corner of your card that you use to make the swipe instead, but the colour shaper is softer and it won't risk making dents or scratches into the soft surface of your watercolour paper. Lastly, for now, I'm adding a quick sprinkle of salt into the wet paint to add a delicate flurry of snowy pale blooms. Regular table salt is fine for this, and you want to add it ideally while the paint is still wet but the paper beneath is beginning to dry out. After checking how it all looked once it was fully dry, I decided to add a small flock of birds into the sky, so I penciled in some simple outlines of a flock of geese in flight. I wanted them to stand out against that pale wintry sky, so I used some darker coloured sepia to paint them in, along with my size 0 round detail brush. Now all that's left to do is add some finishing touches just to pull the landscape together, adding some definition into the areas that still need it. I used a liner brush to add stalks and trunks, turning these paint blooms into some leaning winter hawthorn trees. I used some more sepia paint for these darker lines, and then followed them up with a little bit of white to add some frosty highlights. Finally, a small scattering of snowy white gouache adds a lovely finishing touch, and I used a small fan brush to do this. And here we are, this is the finished painting. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun painting this. I really enjoy the freedom of these impressionistic landscapes done using the card swipe method. It's honestly so much fun. So please do pop a comment below the video letting me know if you enjoyed this one, and I'll be very happy to paint some more. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon page if you haven't already, which I will link below for some more similar detailed tutorials. So that's all from me today. Thank you very much again everybody for watching. Wishing you all a wonderful week and happy creating.